Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. My name is Simon Greganis. I'm the Program Manager for Canada for 500 Global, and I cannot be more excited to welcome you to our Batch 4 Calgary Demo Day. Can I get a round of applause? Our founders have been so hard at work over the past 12 weeks, starting from phase 1, where they really honed in on growth experiments, understanding their customer, and scaling their business. Phase 2, working with visiting mentors from around the world to refine their businesses, refine these experiments, and iterate and learn quickly, all the way to the final phase of our program, which wraps up today with their graduation here at Demo Day. I could not be more proud of all of the founders in the audience who absolutely killed it throughout the course of the program, and I can't wait for you to hear a little bit more about behind the scenes, what happens in their businesses, and hear about the amazing successes that they've seen, not only over the last 12 weeks, but since the inception of their company. So without further ado, before we kick off, I'd like to kind of briefly overview the agenda. So I'll shortly introduce our MC for this evening. We'll go through a few opening remarks from some guest speakers and through some of the co-funders that made this whole evening possible. Of course, what you're all here for, we'll dive into the company pitches. We'll have a short intermission. We'll have some brief closing remarks, and then we'll invite you to network with all of our founders around the room. So you'll see their booths are stationed on the left here, as well as behind you, too. So yeah, let's dive into it. So I'd like to welcome to the stage Tash Jeffries, one of our resident mentors. Tash, can you come and join us?
Thanks so much, Simon. Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Oh my gosh, usually I have to do that twice, but y'all are here for a show. Beautiful audience that you are. We have quite the show for you this evening. As Simon said, I'm Tash Jeffries, one of the resident mentors on this program. I have worked along with Shahil Huda, my partner in crime, with each of the founders you're going to see tonight. So I know you're going to have a show, and I'm going to be their hype woman the entire evening. But before we get going, let's actually acknowledge the many First Nations and Métis people who have lived in and cared for these lands for generations. We are grateful for the traditional knowledge keepers and elders who are still with us today and those who have gone before us. 500 Global respectfully acknowledges that we are situated on traditional territories of the Blackfoot Nations, which include the Ziggy, the Piikani, and the Kainai. We also acknowledge the Tsuut'ina and Stoney Nakoda First Nations, the Métis Nation, and all of the people who make their homes in the Treaty 7 region of southern Alberta. So we're thankful to be here. We respect the histories, languages, and culture of First Nations, Métis, and Inuit, whose presence continues to enrich our vibrant community. So thank you for that. And on to our agenda. Who has actually seen one of our 500 demo days before? I love the hands, but there's a lot of new faces. Let me tell you, you are in for a definite treat. So we're gonna get started. Housekeeping first. Make sure you smile and get those pearly whites out because you are being filmed. You'll see some cameras go around, and we are also broadcasting live. So online, so thankful you're here and tuning in as well. So make sure you enjoy and just put your best foot forward. How many of you actually have your books? Because you're gonna hear me mention this tonight. Actually, maybe if one of our team members, any hands up for those of you who do not have books? Okay, I see the hands, so we're gonna make sure our team members actually get them. You know why? Because this is how you actually book with our founders. So especially investors in the room, we gotta make sure you get these books in your hands because we'll be prompting you to make sure that you get those calls. And get ready to have some checks ready for our founders. So you'll hear me say that throughout the night. On the facility side, for those of you in this room, if you go out that way, directly ahead, you will see the washrooms for your access. And if you look around you, you'll see booths where there's drinks on either side and at the back as well. So if you get thirsty, need a drink, you have that at your access. And more food. And I hear a carving table is coming out, but only after you've heard all the pitches. So if you really want to get in on that, you got to stay for everyone. Oh, and if you want to make memories here tonight, there's a photo booth just outside the door. So especially during the networking session, go and make memories. Heck, go pull your favorite founding team and go get pictures so that you remember meeting them and you can say, I remember when I took that picture with that unicorn founder that started right in this room. Give that a hand of applause, please. I know, without a shadow of a doubt, we got some unicorns in this room. So, without further ado, I'm going to welcome to the stage our first speaker, all the way from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And he is our team member, Nick Davidson, Director of Marketing Strategy at 500 Global. Welcome, Nick.
Thank you, Taj, for the introduction. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here. I'm Nick Davidson, Director of Market Strategy at 500 Global. And it is welcome to the demo day for Batch 4 of the Alberta Accelerator by 500 Global. And it's truly a special evening as we gather here to celebrate the incredible founders and the thriving tech ecosystem. Over the past 13 years, 500 Global, formerly known as 500 Startups, has supported over 5,000 founders, over 2,800 companies across more than 80 countries. And over 35 of our portfolio companies have achieved valuations exceeding $1 billion. Many of our other portfolio companies have gone on to raise millions of dollars in funding, create new jobs, and deliver real value to people and economies around the world. And in 2021, we partnered with Alberta Innovates, the Ministry of Technology and Innovation, PrairiesCan, and Edmonton Unlimited through the Scale Up and Growth Accelerator program. And the aim of this partnership is to help drive the future of the province, which includes creating 20,000 jobs and increasing tech revenue to $5 billion by 2030. We are excited about the progress and successes so far. As reported by Alberta Innovates, the Alberta Accelerator by 500 Global, along with other accelerators in the Scale Up Gap initiative, have supported 65 Albertan-based companies. And in just 2 short years, we've collectively achieved impressive results, which includes $150 million in capital raised by these companies, the creation of 118 new jobs, and the generation of more than $12 million in company revenue growth. And furthermore, our dedication to the ecosystem extends into the investor community as well. Earlier this year, we trained over 40 early-stage investors through a separate program called Angel Investing Unlocked, with the support of Alberta Innovates. The combination of all these activities reflects how thrilled we are to witness the growth of the startup ecosystem and the momentum, and also how incredibly grateful we are to be part of such a welcoming community. Today's demo day features our largest batch yet in Alberta, with 19 startups hailing from Alberta, Canada, the US, Mexico, and Nigeria. And these founders are on a mission to revolutionize various sectors, including PropTech, EdTech, AI, and more. And for the past 12 weeks, they have dedicated themselves to conducting experiments, challenging assumptions, and iterating where needed. And we are of the view they have demonstrated ingenuity and determination, reflecting the innovative spirit of this province. We look forward to continuing our work in Alberta as we pursue our mission of uplifting economies and people around the world through entrepreneurship. We are grateful for our partners' support and collaboration. To Batch 4, we are immensely proud of you, and we can't wait to see what the future holds. And on behalf of 500 Global, thank you all for joining us in person in Calgary and virtually, and we hope you have a wonderful demo day experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nick. It takes being reminded of just what we're doing here to get me all jazzed up and look forward already to what happens even after our demo day. But we're gonna keep it moving. For the next person up, it's with the help of him and his entire team that even all of this is possible. So we're gonna hear it from Doug Holt, our Associate Vice President of Investments at Alberta Innovates. We're so glad he can come today.
Thank you and welcome. It's great to be here today. Nick stole all my stats, so I'm just going to go from the hip here a little bit. I'm going to start a little bit different. You better put your phone down, Lan, because I'm going to call on you. Lan, would you stand up, please? This is Lan Tan. Lan is the Director of Accelerators. Folks, there is no one more passionate about startups. Tash, you guys are tied. I think in the province. I love working with this lady, and she's just such a big support for all of you founders and is such a big proponent of the Alberta startup ecosystem. Just amazing job. So if you haven't met her, go meet her. And that's just one of the great people I get to work with. There's an old saying that goes something along the lines of, if you do what everybody else does, you'll get what everybody else gets. And in some cases, that makes a ton of sense. Like if you're going to go exercise, you're going to get the same health benefits as somebody else who does the same exercise. But if you're trying to build a startup ecosystem like we were 4 years ago, it can be decidedly disadvantageous to do it that way. And you better know the hand you've been dealt. If you're holding a pair of Cowboys, great. If you're holding a 7 deuce offsuit, well, you better know that too, and plan accordingly. We started to think about what can we do here, and if we keep doing the same things that all the other ecosystems are doing, how are we going to catch up? Because the reality is we're in constant competition for talent, ideas, resources, and capital every day. And these other ecosystems, like even those in Canada, like Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, they're totally inconsiderate, and they're not waiting for us to catch up. So we've got to figure out, we had to think different. We had to innovate, if you will. And so we thought, well, what are we going to do? Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to invite the best of the best to Alberta. And so we issued an RFP, and we had 60-some-odd accelerators from around the world apply. And we chose 5. And we chose 5 with very different business models, but 5 that were world-class in what they do. 500 Global was one of those. Now, Nick said in 2 years, we've raised $150 million. It's actually 18 months that on a $35 million co-investment across the province, we've raised $147 million for companies. We are trending towards a 10 times return on capital by the time this program turns out in 3 years. Yeah. And that's largely due to the work that groups like 500 do. And of course, you ingenious founders and the work that you're doing. But talk a little bit about 500 and why we enjoy working with them so much. The quality of the curriculum they deliver is second to none in terms of guiding founders, helping them grow their startups, helping them get their startups prepared. And the coaching that they receive by the likes of Shahil and Tash is just outstanding. We see that, and you're about to see that, in the pitches that are delivered. They're polished and they're on point always. So founders, I'm excited to hear what you have to say today. And we're excited to hear you about your companies and your ideas and where you're going to go. 500, we're thrilled to continue to partner with you. And we just look forward to a wonderful evening together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doug. And before we go to our next guest, I have to tell you, this is amazing for us. We have so many people who turned out for this demo day that we had to add seating over this side. So can we get a round of applause for that? Listen, Batch 4, you've had so much interest in you that we've got even more than we thought we could hold, so thank you. And we know you're gonna enjoy. So now on to our next guest here. We are thrilled to hear from Brooks Hanowich, Head of Accelerate for Edmonton Unlimited. So let's hear it for Brooks.
Hello, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here on Treaty 7 territory in Calgary. I am from Edmonton. I'm not a hockey fan, though, so you can't, come at me about that. I'm really delighted to join this evening's festivities on behalf of Edmonton Unlimited as Edmonton's investor in Alberta's Accelerator funding partnership, and to thank Alberta Innovates for this pioneering program that benefits all of you. Huge caveat here, I'm on week 3 of my job. So if I look like a bit of a deer in the headlights, it's been a complete whirlwind. But the thing I'm learning, first of all, is that when you get a chance to come into a room like this, to hear pitches from amazing, amazing founders, you show up and you really drink that in, because there's no energy like it. And I am so pumped to be here today. I'm a former founder a lifetime ago. I'm trying not to be jealous of this ecosystem that's been built here and groups like 500. Lord knows I could have used it. I'm almost thinking about coming back now, bringing the idea back to the table and being back here. So really short and sweet. I want to get to the pitches. I want to hear about these companies. So thank you so much. We're super, super proud to be part of all this, and looking forward to hearing all of these amazing founders. So give them hell.
Thank you so much, Brooks. And you know what? We're going to be in your neck of the woods as early as January. But in order to hear those details, you got to stay until the very end. So we'll announce that later. So, of course, you're here for, we always have awesome food and drinks here. But we have such a collection of members of the ecosystem right in this room. There's investors, there's other of the programs. I see some faces out here. And then, of course, we also have some new founders who actually want to get into our program. So make sure that you go and you meet people at the end so that you meet all the people who are in our ecosystem. But every year we do something fun for all of you. And our founders, I think a few of them might have saw it when they shouldn't have, but we actually always do something fun and engaging for not only those of you who are here in person, but those of you online. And we actually have 500 Global Jeopardy. So if you take that QR code, and also for those of you online, you can play along. But here's the key. You gotta really be listening to the pitches, because you'll see the questions come up and they're related to all of our founders. And then we will make sure that you get some prizes towards the end. We'll direct you to Fatima at the end of the night. But yeah, play along, have fun, and listen to the amazing traction that our founders have done through this program and what they're on track to do as well. So that's it for that. We are gonna get right into the pitches. Before I do, you're gonna have to see it when the next founder goes up, because I didn't bring my prop. But what I will promise you that I will do is sell for each and every one of the founders in this batch, so that you can actually make sure that you book into their calendars. If you are an investor, you have funds left, please make sure you get and talk to them. And you know what? I won't have to even sell that much this time, because you're gonna hear in their pitches sell themselves. So without further ado, let's hear it. Oh, thank you. Shahil, see, I can't do anything without Shahil, you'll meet him. There are members of our team, just look for them. If you do not have one of the programs, see the hands that are going up? If you could make sure that you flag them, just put your hand up right now and make sure that you get them. Hey team, there's some over there, if you can make your way. We wanna make sure all of you meet with our wonderful founders. So just look for the hands up and our team will get them to you. And I think we have some down at the back as well that need some. Awesome. Thank you, Shahil. All right, let's give it up for a round for the founders before we get going. Let's hear it. Hold on. If you were here before, you know how this works. I'm not gonna get going until I hear a better round of applause than that. Let's hear it for batch 4. That's what I'm talking about. That's how we need to start it. So I'll tell you a brief story before we get going. I have a cousin of mine who wants to be a food creator. And I keep telling her, stop asking me, it is too hard. I can't help you. But guess what? Now I have a place to send her to. So let's hear it for Figoo.
Every day around the world, someone says, you're really good at this. You can make money from it. Just like my friend Emma. She's a food creator. She bakes cakes and sells them for birthdays and weddings. But to do this, Emma has so many tools that she has to use. She has Wix for her website. She has Instagram orders. She has Excel sheets. It's so much. It's a lot. It's chaos. It's a nightmare, frankly. So, what if it could be easy? Hi, my name is Kevon. I'm the co-founder of Figoo. And we're helping food creators just like Emma move from that chaos to peace of mind in just 3 minutes so she can focus on just selling cakes. Now, in the last 6 weeks, we've moved from 3 new subscribers per week to over 60 new subscribers per week. That is a growth rate of over 2,000%. We've been able to reduce our customer acquisition costs from $30 to about $1, which means for every dollar we're investing in marketing, we're getting $20 back in revenue. There are 4 million food creators just like Emma across North America alone, and there are millions more around the world. And we are the perfect team to get this done because we come from families of food creators, so we know this. But most importantly, we have built a food tech startup before that sold to major food brands like Procter & Gamble and Nestle. So if you're interested in getting a piece of this cake, and there is actual cake, let's talk.
Wow, what a way to start off the night. Thank you, Kevon and Figoo. And Phyllis, you know that plug was for you, so now you have no excuse than to get your business started. Now, did you know that oil and gas and even food industries have processes that are stuck back in the last century? Well, I'm not going to tell that story. I'm going to let our next founder tell it. Let's hear it for HazTrack.
Every day, thousands of people drive around our oil fields in North America to accomplish a very simple task. It's to check the level of a chemical tank on an oil site. Now, 100 years ago, when we first started using chemicals in oil production, people would ride around on a horse, pull out a dipstick, and check the level of the tank. This is still how things are done today, except the horse has been replaced with a truck. My name's Tom, I'm the CEO of HazTrack, and we thought that this way of doing things was pretty stupid, which is why we built the HazTracker. It's a wireless sensor that sits inside the top of a chemical tank, reading and reporting its level to the cell network. This frees up employees to do more valuable work, and most importantly, eliminates the need for manual dipping. Now, our hardware is fully developed, and we are actively in market selling our product. We're in commercial pilots with 4 of Canada's largest chemical suppliers, with our first large deployment expected by the end of October, worth almost $400,000. We also have an active pipeline of about $1.4 million worth of qualified opportunities. Our business model involves a direct sale of hardware, plus a monthly subscription for every unit that goes out in the field. And our goal is to automate the 1 million chemical tanks that are found across North America's oil sites. Now, the HazTracker can do a lot more than just oil. At the moment, we're aggressively expanding into monitoring the cooking oil tanks that are found in restaurants across North America. In the past week alone, we've confirmed pilots with 4 of North America's largest rendering companies to trial our product. And this is going to be our strategy moving forward. We'll continue to identify and then aggressively capture additional use cases for our product. And we're just getting started. With your help, much like riding your horse to work, we can make dipsticks a thing of the past. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tom and HazTrack. And I remember when I first saw that, last time I saw one of those sticks was in university, too long ago, so I'm not gonna think about it. I saw some hands go up, I know you did too. Now, I love going to the gym. Sometimes my team members tease me about it, but it's all good. What about if you're one of those people who needs a kick in the butt from a personal trainer? Our next founder is making it easier for personal trainers to actually get all of us moving and healthy. So let's hear it for Rambody.
Oh, I need a warm up. Oh, sorry. I'm ready now. Personal trainers can't scale. It's massively difficult and expensive. They don't have time to encourage us to keep practicing. It's ineffective and expensive. Hi, my name is Farzan. I'm founder of Rambody. In Rambody, we have fixed that. We give personal trainers what they need to market themselves and increase number of their clients dramatically. Then we give them a tool to create customized animated workout plan for their clients to get rid of their bellies. Our tools enable, our multilingual tools, enable personal trainers to double their revenue and scale their business. Most of all, free up their time to have more clients. They really love us. They can't imagine world without Rambody. Why? Because we have already helped them to train 70,000 clients worldwide in different languages and generate $4 million in revenue. Thank you. And we are growing double this year. And this growth is completely organic, and we didn't pay money on marketing yet. So if you like to make the world healthier, join us to go after $14 billion personal training market. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Farzan and Rambody. Now everybody can get buff like me. I love it. Listen, that wasn't that funny. So, when we think of robots, what do we think of? We think of maybe WALL-E. For those of my generation, I think of Optimus Prime. I know that I hear you laughing. I know which ones are. Well, our next founder is going to show you a different way to think of robots. Robots that help you sell. So let's hear it for Hire a Robot.
Almost every company has to spend money on advertisement to get sales. Last year, companies spent $500 billion on advertisement online. And this number just grown by 20% year over year. But the problem with that is that actual sales for companies decline, and they have to spend more and more money on advertisement. So we help them with that. We help identify anonymous ad viewers and convert them into paid clients. We help companies to get 30% more clients. My name is Anthony. I'm co-founder of HazTrack. We help companies to use AI and automation for their advantage. We B2B SaaS platform with monthly subscription, and we already have more than 200 clients, and we scaled by 30% for last quarter. Our products already used by car dealership like Mercedes, BMW, Toyota, Lexus, Honda, Infiniti, Kia, you name them. They already used also by restaurant chains, law offices, transportation companies, and big online retailers. And they love our products, as we love our clients. Our team of software developers and data engineers worked with companies like Microsoft, Oracle, Cisco, and other big corporations, so we know how to use data efficiently. This is $500 billion market, and it's multiplying. We just started, but we're on a track getting thousands of clients and millions in sales. So come and join us.
Thank you so much, Anthony, and hire a robot. Listen, robots that can make you money, that's my kind of robot. Now, as I promised, I'm gonna do another plug, and I have my prop this time. So, all of you have access to these booklets now. Anyone still needing one? No, I think you are. Oh, we have one over here. If we could make sure that someone over there with their hand up gets one of these booklets. We're gonna make sure that you book and you speak to our amazing founders. And on to our next founder. So, when you think of nonprofits and charities, do you think of making money? I see a lot of puzzled faces, which means no, but I guarantee you, after our next founder, you certainly will. Let's hear it for OrgMatch.
Look, I know what you're thinking. There's no money in nonprofits, right? This guy's got to be joking. Charity bingo? But you're wrong. You're wrong by $60 billion. Because that's how much money companies are giving to nonprofits this year. My name's Trevor, co-founder and CEO of OrgMatch. I've been trusted by companies like Google and Patagonia to protect their reputations and win them new revenues through their community investments. In fact, that's our secret sauce. 25 years of deep domain expertise in grant making and philanthropy, paired with an AI tech platform and a B2B SaaS model that's designed to bring in that sweet annual recurring revenue. I want to introduce you to David. David's responsible for giving $10 million away to 300 nonprofits this year. It sounds easy, but David's team is using Google and Excel to manage this process. They're wasting 2,000 hours doing that work. Well, they were, until they called OrgMatch. We've got that down to 1/10 the time it used to be, but we're also helping ATB avoid the next We Charity scandal and show their work so that David isn't the only one at ATB smiling. In fact, in the last 60 days, we've gone from 0 customers and deal flow to $75 million in deal flow with some of Canada's top brands and over 20 pilots. That's $75 million, guys. We're just getting started. Next year, companies will give $70 billion away to nonprofits, except that they'll trust OrgMatch to manage that process. So let's make good money together.
Thank you so much, Trevor and OrgMatch. Listen, we need those funds to go out and help our community, especially here in Alberta. Let's take all the money we can get. Now, how many of you actually get creeped out by bugs? Oh, I see some hands up. Yeah, kind of creepy, right? But our next founder loves them. And I'm telling you, once he talks to you about why, you'll love them too. So let's hear it for KDAT.
Last 24 years, I have become passionate about bugs, but not the insect one. I'm talking about the software bugs that causes disasters. When I'm talking of disaster, last summer, Rogers Telecom network went down due to software bugs. People were not able to connect to each other. They could not connect to internet. They could not do any financial transactions 1 full week. Bugs are real. And that's why this is a $40 billion growing market globally. Okay? I am Pranjal, co-founder of KDAT Solutions, and we are the bug finding experts. Our team of 10 people have found 100,000 plus bugs for major companies like Canadian Natural, Synovus, Aurora Cannabis, to name a few over the last few years. And we find bugs faster. With our AI automation testing tool solution, we have helped Canadian Natural Resources reduce their testing time of mission-critical applications from 6,000 hours to 200 hours and found more bugs. That is 30 times faster and better. And we save them millions of dollars every single year. Current testing products in the market, they focus on one application at a time, while we focus on real-world workflows and multiple applications together as a holistic way. As organizations adopt more digital technologies, they will experience more bugs. More bugs mean more money. And we are here to capture the leading growing market here. Thank you.
I think that's the line of the night, Pranjal and KDIT. More bugs means more money. Love it. Now, if you've ever been to a show home and looked at all, those tiny little samples they give you, have you ever thought, how is someone supposed to be imagining their dream home from those little samples? Well, they won't have to do that anymore thanks to our next founder. Let's hear it for ResVR.
My name is Nathan Nasseri, and part of my family's legacy involves building over 17,000 homes right here in Alberta. 10 years ago, I started working in new home sales, and that's when I realized home buyers have a massive problem. They have no idea what their house will look like. Think about that for a second. New home buyers have to imagine what their house will look like using small product samples or renderings that only show one option. This turned the dream of new home ownership into a nightmare. But I knew that I could fix this problem. Combining my over 20 years of experience as a video game designer with my first-hand knowledge of selling over 100 new homes, I created a software solution with my team that can showcase all of a home builder's floor plans with all of their options. When home buyers can see what their house looks like, they feel comfortable spending more money. This is why home builders love us. We increase their profit margin by 5%. This is millions of dollars in upsells for each builder that we work with. For every dollar a home builder spends on our software, we generate over $50 for their business. My team and I have built a previous company in PropTech before and had a successful exit. And our art team is the same team that works on shows like Star Wars Ahsoka and Game of Thrones House of the Dragon. ResVR is the future of new home sales, and we are ready to dominate this $4 billion real estate rendering industry. In just 6 months, we've signed up 3 major home builders and achieved over $400,000 in annual recurring revenue. Thank you. So join us as ResVR turns dreams into reality, one click at a time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nathan and ResVR. So I'll have to make sure and mention ResVR when I'm buying my next home here in Calgary, because we're gonna make it happen, right, Doug? And Lan? And Sam back there who asked? Yes. Yeah, that's right. Now, my partner is always dragging me to sports games. And so I see all those flashing lights and ads, and I think, what is this supposed to do? This isn't making me want to buy anything. But our next founder is changing all that. So let's hear it for Cup Carrier.
Have you ever been to a sporting event and felt bombarded by ads? Do you even remember any of them? People rarely do. The fact is, brands are spending billions of dollars and wasting countless hours trying to validate messaging that often just gets lost in the commotion. But with proven higher retention and 40 times the engagement rate, Cup Carrier Media is piercing through this noise with our unique portable billboard drink carriers and connected digital engagement platform. Hi, I'm Adam Rosé, co-founder and CEO of Cup Carrier Media. And our team has over 20 years combined experience in both sports and media to make Cup Carrier Media the preferred messaging channel of brands everywhere. But please, don't just take my word for it. This season, Pepsi, in partnership with an NCAA team, is putting their promotional messaging directly into the hands of fans using our drink carriers. And sports isn't the only area where we've seen product market fit. Did you know that convenience stores sell over 25 million coffees, soft drinks, and frozen drinks every day? That's huge. And our Cup Carrier Media partner network extends into 90,000 plus convenience store retail locations, giving brands the ability to push messaging to convenience stores in practically every region. In fact, we have over 100,000 units in circulation across 500 stores in the state of Florida right now. So, in sports and entertainment venues, across collegiate campuses, or at your neighborhood convenience store, the total addressable market is massive, and we can't wait to speak with you about how together we can introduce brands to our handy advertising for better engagement. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adam and Cup Carrier Media. I know I'm going to end up going to some Kansas City games this year, so I'll make sure to bring some of those carriers. They're down the back. Take a look. They're pretty cool. Now, for the parents in the audience, how many of you actually love engaging with your kids' schools? Not one hand goes up online. Nobody. Oh, one back, and I know that one too. Nobody does. But our next founder is changing that for parents in schools everywhere. Let's hear it for Uplift.
School's done for the day. Where's little Sarah? Wasn't she supposed to be home by now? Is she missing? Today, just in Canada, 137 children will go missing. And I hope it's not one of yours. And for schools it's even worse, with hundreds of children, after-school programs, sports, band practice, and then with divorced parents, it's even more challenging. Who picks them up? Who drops them off? Of course, children are going to go missing, and we're surprised it's not even more. Hi, I'm Jose, co-founder of Uplift, and we bring peace of mind to schools and parents. And by the way, with our technology, we know that little Sarah, she's still at school. She is safe. And yes, we help school keep children safe, but we also help them communicate with parents more effectively, keep track of academic progress, and collect payments on time. Everything in one easy-to-use platform. We're now working with over 30,000 students in 62 schools with a growth of 900% year over year. Our team and technology are solid, with our Chief Product Officer, Eduardo Garcia, that has over 25 years of experience consulting and operating for schools. Our CTO, Hugo Inclán, that has led development for 4 other US startups and worked at places like Adobe, and myself, with over 14 years of software sales experience. We are just scratching the surface in our launch market, Mexico, which is also our springboard for the 1.5 billion Americas market, and we're just getting started. After that, Africa, Middle East, Asia, all of them underserved markets and ready for us. Join us as we uplift schools all over the world.
Thank you, Jose, and Uplift. And honestly, I love supporting founders that help all the parents in the room and online to have peace of mind and sleep better. Now, can you believe it? That's our first half of founders already, because they're so polished and slick, right? Have you been enjoying yourselves here in the room and online? That's what we like to hear. Now we're gonna move right into group 2. And we're gonna start off this section with our international founder. So, how many of you knew that sending money back and forth between Africa had some of the highest exchange rates in the world? I know, I see a lot of surprised faces. And our next founder is gonna tell you how he's solving that. And we'll hear it from Ziggy.
Meet Raymond. He's an African living in sub-Saharan Africa. He regularly sends and receives payment from overseas because he's a software developer and runs a small business. There are over 700 million small African businesses and customers like Raymond globally who cannot send or receive payment from overseas because it is difficult, tricky, and very stressful using traditional banks with dozens of paperworks, about 9% in fees, and it takes over a week for a single payment to be made from overseas. Hi, I'm Paul. I'm the founder and CEO of Ziggy. To solve this problem, we have created a borderless payments ecosystem connecting payments within minutes to over 100 regions worldwide, multi-currency wallets, foreign virtual bank accounts for a market size of over $900 billion at no transaction costs. We make our revenues from the marginal shifts in exchange rates and freemiums. We are launching at the end of November of this year with a backlog of over 10,500 customers. These customers are expected to generate $11 million in GMV. For every dollar we spend in marketing, we acquire 47 customers. We have signed 12 partnership deals, including MasterCard. And our Europe and African e-money licenses have recently been concluded with North America next. Our team has over 45 years of experience consisting of myself as a previous founder, our CTO, Bart, who's a senior programmer for HSBC Bank, Alistair, our head of partnerships, who is the vice president of Crown Agents Bank UK, and Kelvin, our head of design, who's a designer for MoneyPoint Africa. Join us in this $900 billion untapped industry, transforming how payments are made for Africans globally.
Thank you so much, Paul and Ziggy. And Ziggy is overseas in London, so I hope that you're watching live and you can see that awesome video that we have for you. Now, I'm gonna do my another plug, because that's what I am. I'm a hype woman for all of our amazing founders. Make sure you get into their calendars, you book. And I know we had an event earlier today where you got to speak to a lot of them. They've got some great things going on, so let's continue those conversations going. Now, how many of you know how much I travel? A lot of you in this room do, 9 months out of the year. And I can tell you, there's nothing worse than going to an Airbnb and it's smelly and the sheets aren't crisp and clean. It's terrible. But our next startup is fixing that for all of us who have to do the same thing. Let's hear it for Cleanster!
Meet Taylor. He runs multiple properties on Airbnb, but he has had such a hard time getting his place properly clean and on time because it's hard to find reliable, meticulous cleaners. He booked on our company Cleanster once, loved the service, and overnight, he linked all 50 of his units on our platform. Now, every time that a unit gets booked in Airbnb, the cleaning automatically gets scheduled on our platform without him needing to lift a finger. It's so effortless for him. And we ensure him the same high-quality cleaning with video and photo verification. Hi, I am Gloria Pong, co-founder and CEO of Cleanster. We've figured out how to acquire our clients so well that we are on track to make $3 million in GMV in the next 6 months. Thank you. Thank you. We take a commission of 20% on each cleaning, and we're growing 15% month on month. Our team has had a previous successful exit, and we have 20 years of experience in this industry with operational and technical background. We've used this experience to build a large community of cleaners today, of 80,000 vetted cleaners. We know that we are the team to take on this $10 billion of opportunity with Airbnb. And if you include other vacation short-term rentals, the market opportunity is even greater. We have a super sticky service offering, no pun intended, with a negative churn rate. Let's clean up this market together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gloria and Cleanster. I actually am referring my Airbnb to Cleanster. I'm just gonna wait until my last day though, so I don't have anything shady happen with the owners. But they are getting that review. They're gonna know all about Cleanster. Now, I can tell you, I have not taken a vacation in a long time. I'm so excited to think about adventure travel and to do something, but the planning for it, not so much. But that's all changing because of our next startup. Let's hear it for 10 Adventures.
So you want to book a bucket list trip. Maybe it's cycling in Tuscany or walking the Camino de Santiago. You know how to book travel. Just fire up booking.com. But you quickly realize it sucks for these types of trips. See, you don't know exactly where your trail goes each day. What villages should you stay in? How do you rent a bike? And what about your luggage? Do you carry that with you each day? That's going to really suck. But you find a way to make it work. You're a smart person. Only to realize once you're on your vacation, you actually made a mistake. Those day trips you book, smelly bus, 60 people, never again. And you actually chose the wrong hotel in the wrong village. And your luggage, it kept getting lost, just like you did, because you're not a guide. At the end of your trip, all you can think of is, I wasted my precious vacation on that trip. I think travel should be the best part of our lives, not one of the worst parts of our lives. Hi, I'm Richard, the founder of 10 Adventures. We make it easy to book custom and private adventure travel. Our platform brings together highly vetted local operators who are experts in the regions they serve. Curated trips so you can always find the perfect trip just for you. And best of all those little logistics are taken care of. These are the things that are painful to plan and when they go wrong can ruin your trip. Booking a trip on 10 Adventures is as easy as buying something on Amazon. Adventure travel is massive, the fastest growing travel segment. We're actually growing fast ourselves, on track for $1.8 million in GMV this year. One of the reasons for our success is that our whole team are adventure travelers. We understand the problem we're solving. My background is in startups and scale-ups, including a very similar marketplace to 10 Adventures. I was one of the first employees joining pre-product. It actually sold for over $350 million. We are changing how travel will be booked in the future. So come along on the adventure of a lifetime. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Richard and 10 Adventures. And it makes me actually want to go to Tuscany all over again. Thanks so much. Now, I know how much I paid for my science degree that I used for all of 3 months, by the way, and then decided to become an entrepreneur and then a founder. But I can't imagine how much it must cost for those who want to study here from overseas. It's super expensive, but our next startup is fixing that. Let's hear it for IEP.
We would not have these talented people if they were not international students. But being an international student in North America is very hard because of many barriers, including language, admission, visas, and it's very expensive. Each year, North America welcomes over 1 million international students who can afford it. But there are many millions more who cannot. That's the market we are targeting, and we figure out how to reduce their costs by 70%. Hi, my name is Omid, founder of IEP. Despite being a top student at the highest ranked university in my home country, it took a decade of my life trying to start my PhD eventually because of dealing with the same barriers. That was the reason I decided to find a way to solve most of these problems. IEP allows international students to complete their first year online at our partner university overseas and then transfer their credit to continue their studies on campus in North America by saving $40,000 a year. Our team has expertise in international education, industry, and technology, and I'm a third-time founder and a former university vice president. For our first program only, we've already helped 500 students and generated over $700,000 in revenue with a margin of 60%. Thank you. This is a massive $40 billion annual market that we are looking to rapidly expand it and triple our revenue. Please join us to unlock the market for more talented students worldwide together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Omid and IEP. Honestly, I cannot even imagine a world without Teslas, so I'm looking forward to what those newcomers are going to bring next generation. Now, anyone had an experience getting something moved, like an heirloom piece of furniture or cabinet that got destroyed? Oh boy, that's way too many hands up, and you know what? This next founder is making sure that that doesn't happen to us ever again. Let's hear it for Movie Z!
The moving industry is a $25 billion market in North America, but it's stagnant. To move big and bulky items, first you need to find the right movers in the right place, at the right time, with the right equipment and the right insurance. It's a complicated process. And busy people like you don't have time for that. Now, imagine if you could book a move on demand simply with the press of a button. That's our solution. I'm Simon, the founder of MoveEZ, and we remove the headaches associated with moving by connecting vetted movers to the people that need them. By focusing on SMB clients, our top users, we've been able to achieve remarkable results. Our repeat orders have grown by 100%, and our revenue by over 140% year on year. Our business model is straightforward. We use a commission-based model where our take rate is 20%. So far, we've generated over $400,000 in GMV. And we're just getting started. Drawing on my experience as a second-time founder, having spent 8.5 years in Beijing in the logistics space, I witnessed a tech-driven approach to moving, which rapidly gained market share, and that business in China is now valued at over $10 billion. Our CTO, who also has previous experience scaling a marketplace platform from just a couple $100,000 in revenue to over $20 million in annual revenue. With his expertise, we're well positioned to hit our next growth milestones. MoveEZ is not just a movement. MoveEZ is not just a platform. It's a movement. And we're injecting innovation into a stagnant industry. So come and join the team, and let's get moving together. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Simon and MoveEZ. Now I know exactly who to go to when I start bringing my most important things to Alberta, right? You're gonna hear me mention it a few times. I'm manifesting this real time. Now, on to something really important for us. If any of you have had loved ones deal with addiction, and then you felt hopeless trying to get them the help they need to get their life back on the right track, thanks to this next founder, they're helping make sure that they know exactly where to go. So let's hear it for On a Dime.
The addiction crisis is an epidemic that's wreaking havoc on our society. You just need to walk down the street to know what I mean. And this is a story that's playing itself out in every city across North America as we spend $42 billion a year trying to treat this. There's some amazing work being done in this space right here in Alberta, but there's not enough. There's a missing piece. Our outcomes are stunted. I should know. I was one of those people. I know what it's like to wake up face down in the cement with nowhere to go. 19 years, 11 treatment centers. Every time I would emerge without a clue for who I could become or how to support myself. You see, it turns out that meaningful employment and purpose are critical to achieving long-term recovery outcomes. For me, it wasn't until I understood my value and built a career in business development that I was able to exit this cycle for good. That is why our team of PhD clinical social workers, addictions, and employment specialists have teamed up to reverse engineer the process that I went through. They built a program. Our system is transforming drug dealers into dog groomers, bartenders into veterinary technicians, and even a finance guy, who's now working with a not-for-profit. We take this system and we sell it to treatment providers. We leverage technology to embed it into their existing infrastructure in ways that can create consistent and dramatic change. Since launching our initial program in March of this year, we're working with 4 local treatment providers and have generated $120,000 in revenue. What's more important is we have 19,000 more facilities to go. I'm Kelly Lydiard, and we founded On a Dime Transformations to create real change in a space that needs it and is in high demand. And now you have an opportunity to be part of this too. Thank you.
listen, Kelly and Onadon, you get a pass, man, for the work that you're doing. Let's make sure that your solution is available from coast to coast because we need it here in Canada. So thank you for that. Now, how many of you in the audience actually really enjoyed your home buying process? And not one hand goes up, but I know why. Well, our next founder is here to make sure that next time I ask that question, all hands go up. Let's hear it for PropZap.
We did it. We pieced together the broken real estate industry, and the traction is incredible. We have over $350 million in transaction volume, $2 million in annual revenues. That's up 1,600% from 2009. We have over $10 million in the sales pipeline, and that's growing every day. Debt-free, without investors. Can you imagine what that looks like scaled up? That's because real estate commissions are a big market. In fact, in North America alone, it's over $100 billion. And that's because everybody needs a home. But just imagine you're one of Alberta's new 200,000 residents. You just get here, you don't know where to go, you don't know how to get started, you don't know who to trust. There has to be a better way. We built it. My team has over 35 years of real estate experience, 25 years in software, between companies like Cisco, IBM, and Shaw. Through PropZap, you get access to quality agents on demand at the click of a button. It's simple. You visit PropZap, you book it online, and one of our agents will guide you through the way. For customers, this means you get access to trained and vetted professionals, giving you a better, safer experience. For real estate agents, this means that you have access to deals and you don't have to worry about where your next commission check is coming from. This allows you to focus on doing what you need to do best, service your customers. We've proven our concept in Alberta with over $350 million in transaction volume, thousands of active home buyers, and now we're ready to scale. Join us as we continue to conquer this $100 billion market. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raheem and PropZap. And I know who's selling me my next house here in Calgary, so it's all sewn up now. Now, before we get to our last set of founders, I'm going to do it again. I want to see those books. Can you show me them if you have them in your hands so I know that you have them? Thank you. Use those books. Make sure you book in with our founders. Really dig into their business, because this is just the top level. There's a lot of substance behind those numbers, so thank you for all of you. And I can tell you, I travel around the world a lot, just got back from Japan, and no matter where I go, people always tell me, you are so lucky to be Canadian. So I really take that in and realize that I am. And our next founder is responsible for helping hundreds of families across the world make Canada their home as well. So let's hear it for Latik.
So I distinctly remember the day when my dad got shot in the chest during a store robbery. It was one of the most painful days of our lives. Thankfully, he recovered 100%. And shortly after that, he decided to move to Canada to provide a better future for us, for his family. Now, the whole process was incredibly hard, from getting proper advice to immigration procedures, to bringing his money and funds into Canada, investing and buying real estate. And I thought to myself, maybe there's an opportunity over here to fix this for thousands of people who want to come over here and for billions of dollars that flow into our economy with them. Hi, my name is Sam Rahil, and we make business immigration easier. We work with foreign small business owners startups, and investors and help them come and settle in Canada easily. Along with my co-founder, we are serial entrepreneurs. We have started multiple businesses and have grown them to 7 and 8 figures. We have also worked with some of the biggest brands in the world, and we have generated more than $5 billion in revenue for them. So we bring all these expertise to LawTeak, where we have had amazing traction so far. Just in the last 60 days, our revenue grew from just few $1,000s to more than $350,000. And we are on track to do more than $2 million by next year. Now, what makes me even happier than this is the impact that we are making in our communities and in our province. Just this year, we have helped more than 200 families settle and start a business in Canada. And by next year, we are on a track to help more than 500 families. And we have more than $100 million of foreign investment in our pipeline. So join us in shaping the business immigration in Alberta, in Canada. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sam and LawTeak. And now I have somewhere for all of those people that I meet to go. Because those who know me know I really do keep in touch with people, so they will find out about it. Now, for those of you who work in companies, this is a great question. How many of you use all of your employee perks and benefits? Oh my gosh, not one hand goes up, which is exactly why our next founder is here to make it so that always you use them up. Let's hear it for Rodator.
We just closed a $1.2 million deal because we're solving a major problem for enterprise companies. Employee turnover costs billions of dollars for companies. And even a slight reduction in that is worth millions to a company. The right benefit will make that happen. You know what? In fact, we'll make that happen for you. Hello, everyone. My name is Temi. I'm the founder of Rodator. We provide the unique benefit of auto services to companies and their employees to improve employee satisfaction and to reduce turnovers. And we know this works because we've been able to 10x our revenue in the last 60 days, and we're on track to quadruple that by Q1 2024. Our subscription model ensures recurring revenue in this $20 billion industry that is rapidly expanding. Our B2B platform has transformed the way companies uplift their employees' experiences. You know, last month, an HR manager called me and said, "Our employee benefits suck. We keep paying for all these perks and services that no one uses. Our employees are complaining." But with Rodator, she was able to offer her team premium auto services, which they used and they love, giving HR and management a very clear win at a reasonable price. We have an experienced team with deep industry knowledge. I, for one, I have years of experience in brokering auto services and also in enterprise sales. I love selling. I could sell water to a fish. And my colleague Sean over there is a wizard at managing operations. He's done this at large organizations before. I want you to remember one thing. Rodator isn't just an auto service platform, but a committed movement for driving employee satisfaction. Reach out to join this movement. Thank you.
Water to a fish. I'm sorry, Timmy, I cannot get over that ever. Does not get old. I want to get my car detailed now, though. I know it needs it. Wow, can you believe it? We're almost done. Before we go, I'm going to say to you that Canadian retailers have no idea how hard it is for African retailers to grow their businesses. But our next founder is going to share his story and show you how he fixed it. So let's hear it for Walex.
In less than a year, we have done $150,000 in monthly revenue. We're growing by 28% month on month, and we are on track to hit over $4.3 million in GMV by mid-next year. Thank you. Now, this is because we have experienced and seen this problem firsthand. A few months ago, my father had the opportunity to sell African fabrics to an international customer. However, the difficulties he experienced in being able to sell this posed a very difficult challenge in helping him grow his business. So we decided to fix this problem for over 400 million African retailers just like him. Hi, my name is Richmond. I am the co-founder and CEO for Wallex. I bring my experience in banking, in finance, in technology, in sales to build a product that our customers love. I'm a second-time founder with a successful acquisition exit. Today at Wallex, we have provided a very simple tool that will help African retailers to send and receive money from anywhere in the world in 30 seconds or less by accepting simple pay code. Today I'm backed by over 45 years experience with my team who has experience in global sales, in technology, and also in finance. Since we started 11 months ago, we have served over 270 plus African retailers, and we are growing by 28% month on month. Guys, this is a $900 billion African market opportunity you don't want to miss. We've just recently signed a new partnership that gives us access to over 15,000 African retailers. And this is good for us because this shows growth for our company. Join us on this vision to make payments simple, secure, and hassle-free for African retailers and take their business global. Thank you.
Richmond and Wallex, boy, let me tell you, and then they're gonna take their businesses global and come settle right here in Alberta. Because of course, that's the goal. This is where it's at. That's all of our founders. Can you believe it? It went by in no time. Let's give a round of applause for all of them. Whew. Those of you who've been here in person know I'm a crybaby, but I'm gonna keep it together until we get our pictures taken. So now, this is where we announce the next best part of the night, which is Batch 5 is opening up soon. So if you're a founder in the audience and you want to get that polished, come join us there. You can speak to any of us with the 500 shirts on. You'll see us. Please come talk to us, find out more about the program. And if you know founders who should be in this program, share it with them as well. One last quick note before we actually get to the food and the drinks is we have to give a thanks, a big thanks. None of this would be possible, literally this record-breaking demo day, without our partners, Alberta Innovates, Edmonton Unlimited, and PrairiesCan. Can we hear it? Give them a round of applause. Thank you, Doug. Not sure where Brooks is, but I'm sure we'll find him before the night. Let's thank you as well to our vendors here who also make this possible. And last but not least, honestly, you would not believe what it takes to put all of this together. So I want to give it up for all of the members of our program team. And I want to make sure I don't forget a soul, because there's a lot of you. Simon Greganas, Rosa Kai, Fatima Mohammed, yes, Shahil Huda, and Tarek Ahmed, yes. And we also had a shadow mentor, Chris Hans, at the back of the room as well. And Cecile Amita, who comes from SF, to make sure that we get this going. So let's do one big round of applause for everybody. She was the second one. I did say Rosa. Rosa Kai was right after Simon. I will never forget Rosa. Come on. We roll like that. And I also want to thank, too, our visiting mentors. We have the help running this program of literally a global network of mentors who chime in, come and help get all of the results that you see here with the founders today. For those of you online, I am so sorry. That's the end of the fun. But I hope you had as much fun. If you see all the faces, they're ready to go. They're ready to network here. We wish you could join us. That just means next year, you better be here in person. And that's it for the online. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, this is where the fun begins. There's food and drink